After Rachel's terrifying encounter with the malevolent force in the house, she thought the nightmare was over. But the whispers have returned. Darker, louder, more desperate. The house, once their dream home, has become a prison. It seems alive, its walls breathing, its shadows moving. Rachel is now trapped in a battle against the supernatural, but her husband James refuses to believe her. As the house tightens its grip, will Rachel survive, or will she be claimed by the darkness that lurks within the walls? The haunting is not over, and it has only just begun. The house is silent. Too silent. The wind howls outside, rattling the windows, but inside, everything is still. Rachel lies awake in bed, staring at the ceiling, unable to shake the feeling that something is wrong. The house feels too quiet, the air too heavy. She can feel the presence in the walls again, the same oppressive force that had haunted her before. She tries to push the thought away, but the weight of it lingers in the room. James is beside her, sound asleep, but Rachel knows that the house is not done with them. Not by a long shot. It's another sleepless night for Rachel. The house is silent, but she can't shake the sensation that something is lurking, waiting for the right moment to strike. The memories of the whispers, the scratching sounds, the shadows that seem to move, haunt her thoughts. She's tried to ignore them, to push them away, but the darkness is growing stronger, and tonight it feels closer than ever. Rachel lies still, her heart racing as the cold air seeps into the room. The walls feel like they're closing in on her, and she can't escape the feeling that the house itself is watching her, waiting. She turns to James, hoping to find some comfort, but he remains sound asleep beside her, completely unaware of the horror she's facing. Rachel, whispering to herself, it's just the house settling. It's nothing, just nerves. It's just nerves. Her voice is barely a whisper, like she's trying to convince herself that it's all in her head. Her heart beats faster, and her hands grip the blanket tightly, trying to steady herself. She doesn't want to wake James, but she can't stop herself from glancing at the wall. The shadows seem to move again, stretching and twisting unnaturally in the dim light. Rachel, to herself more frantically, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep pretending that nothing's wrong. Something is here. Something is in the walls. The moment she speaks the words aloud, she feels the weight of them. The shadows seem to grow, stretching across the walls, their form becoming more pronounced. The air in the room grows colder, and the house feels more alive, more oppressive. The whispering starts again, soft at first, but growing louder, clearer, until it's unmistakable. Whispers, low, faint. Rachel, come closer. Rachel, panicking, shaking James. James, wake up. You have to hear this. The whispers, do you hear them? James stirs slightly but doesn't wake. Rachel shakes him harder, her voice growing more frantic. Rachel, James, please wake up. You have to hear this. It's in the walls. It's in the house. She's trembling, her body stiff with fear. The whispers are louder now, filling the room. They're coming from everywhere, from the walls, from the floor, from the very air around her. Whispers, clearer, more insistent. Come closer, come to us. James doesn't stir, his body still, unmoving. He's trapped in his own world, unaware of the terror that surrounds him. Rachel's heart races as the whispering becomes louder, like an unseen force is pulling her toward the wall. The shadows shift, and she can almost see shapes moving in the dark corners of the room. The house feels like it's breathing. Rachel, frantic, louder. James, wake up, please. You have to wake up. The house is alive. Her voice cracks with fear, but James remains still, asleep. Rachel steps back from bed, her body shaking with terror. She turns toward the window, desperate to escape the suffocating air of the room. She opens the window, hoping the fresh air will help, but instead, a cold wind rushes in, making her shiver. Whispers, growing louder. Leave, leave, you cannot stay. The whispers are almost deafening now. Rachel can't escape them. They surround her, filling the room, pressing in from all sides. The temperature drops sharply, and the shadows grow longer, crawling toward her. Rachel can feel the walls closing in, the pressure mounting with each breath. The house is alive, and it's getting stronger. Rachel, shouting, "James, please wake up. You have to help me." She grabs James' arm, shaking him harder, but he doesn't respond. The room is getting darker, colder, and Rachel feels a presence growing stronger. The walls seem to pulsate, the air thickening with an unseen energy. She turns, looking desperately for a way out, but the door is now sealed shut. The house won't let her leave. Rachel, desperate, almost pleading, "Please, I can't take it anymore. Please help me." Whispers, mocking cold. "You can't leave, Rachel. You belong here. You always have." Rachel backs away from the bed, her mind racing. The walls are closing in. The shadows are creeping toward her. The whispers are now a full-blown chorus, growing louder and more insistent. She can feel the house breathing around her, consuming her. She is no longer in control. The house has her. The figure from before, the twisted woman, the dark presence, appears in the shadows, watching her from the corner of the room. Her form is more distinct now, her glowing eyes burning through the darkness. Rachel's breath catches in her throat as the presence moves closer, the shadows shifting around it. Rachel, shouting, terrified, "Stay away from me. I won't let you have me." The figure doesn't move, but the shadows begin to curl around Rachel's body, pulling her toward the figure. She struggles, trying to break free, but the shadows are too strong. She can feel their cold fingers closing in on her, suffocating her, pulling her into the darkness. Whispers, louder, almost triumphant, "You can't escape. You belong to us." The house feels like it's swallowing her whole. The darkness is overwhelming. The whispers are deafening. Rachel can't breathe. The shadows are too powerful, too all-consuming. She screams, but the sound is swallowed by the walls. She feels herself being pulled closer to the figure, the entity that has been watching her, waiting for her to break. Crying, whispering, "Please, just let me go. I don't want this. Please, make it stop." She falls to her knees, her body shaking with fear. The shadows tighten around her, pressing her into the ground. She can feel the weight of the house on her chest, suffocating her, trapping her in its grip. Whispers, final chilling, "It's too late. You can never leave. You are ours." The room falls silent. The shadows fade, but the presence remains. Rachel looks around, her breath shallow. The house is still, but she knows it's far from over. The whispers may have stopped, but she feels them, behind the walls, in the air, waiting for her to make the wrong move. The darkness is still here, and it's not done with her. Backhand index pointing right. What's next for Rachel? Will she escape the house's grip, or is she doomed to stay forever? Leave your thoughts and theories in the comments. If you're hooked on this chilling journey, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next part of this terrifying tale. Share this video with friends. If they can handle the fear, the darkness never rests, and neither should you. Rachel is trapped. The house, once a dream home, has become a prison of fear, darkness, and torment. The whispers are stronger than ever, and the shadows move with malicious intent. With each passing moment, the house seems to grow more alive, more hungry. Rachel's desperation to escape only intensifies, but as the walls close in on her, she uncovers a hidden truth about the house. The darkness is not just haunting the house. It is the house, and it is getting stronger, feeding off their fear. Can Rachel uncover the truth behind the evil force before it consumes her? Or will she become part of the house's dark history forever? The night is cold, colder than it should be. Rachel stands in the living room, staring at the walls, her mind racing. She can feel it. The house is watching her. The air is thick with dread, and the whispers have stopped for now, but they are never gone for long. The shadows in the room are alive, and Rachel can feel them, moving, creeping closer with every breath. The house feels like it's holding its breath, waiting for something, waiting for her to make a mistake. James is still asleep, unaware of the terror unfolding around them. But Rachel knows this is no longer just a house. This is a living nightmare. The house feels like it's holding its breath, watching, waiting. The shadows in the corners of the room are deeper now, stretching and twisting unnaturally. Rachel can feel the weight of them pressing down on her. The whispers may have stopped, but she knows they're still there, lurking, ready to return. She turns toward James, lying soundly asleep on the couch. He hasn't heard a thing. He hasn't felt it. The presence, the cold, the unnatural pressure of the house's hold on him. Rachel is alone in this, and the terror is slowly becoming unbearable. Rachel, softly to herself, "It's not just in my head. The house is alive. It wants me." Her voice trembles as she speaks the words aloud. She's terrified, but she knows it's true. The house is feeding on her fear, growing stronger with every passing second. She can feel it in the air, in the walls, in the very floor beneath her feet. Rachel, shaking, more desperate. "James, please wake up. Please hear me." She walks toward him, trying to shake him awake, but he doesn't stir. He's deep in sleep, oblivious to the growing nightmare around them. Rachel's frustration builds as she watches him sleep. The house is alive and it's claiming her, but James doesn't even know. He doesn't believe her. She's starting to question herself, her sanity, her perception of reality. The walls around her feel like they're closing in, like the house itself is squeezing the life out of her. Rachel, urgently, shaking James harder, "Wake up. You need to hear this. The house. It's not just a house. It's alive." James finally stirs, his eyes fluttering open slowly. He looks at her, confused, and then glances around the room as if checking for something. James, groggily, "What's wrong with you, Rachel?" "It's just the stress. You're imagining things." Rachel, pleading, "No, James. It's not my imagination. The walls are alive. The shadows move. The whispers, they're real." Her voice cracks with desperation, but James just looks at her, his expression blank, as if he can't hear the terror in her words. James doesn't understand. He won't understand. The house has already taken root in his mind, just as it has in hers. The darkness is seeping into him, too, but he refuses to acknowledge it. Rachel is alone in this fight. Alone, except for the house that's closing in on her, the darkness that's pulling her under. She steps back on the couch, her heart pounding in her chest. The room feels too small now, too suffocating. She can feel the shadows pressing in from every angle in the walls. Oh, the walls. They seem to be pulsating, alive with a dark, unseen energy. Rachel, muttering, almost to herself, "I have to get out. I have to leave before it's too late." She walks toward the door, but as her hand touches the doorknob, it feels cold, colder than it should be. She pulls her hand back quickly, feeling the frost in the air. The temperature in the room has dropped again, and she can see her breath, visible in the chilling air. Rachel, frantic, "Why won't it open? Why is this happening?" Narration for YouTube. The door won't budge. It's as if the house itself has sealed them inside. The shadows grow closer, the darkness more suffocating. The walls seem to be closing in on her, and the whispers are back, louder, clearer this time. They surround her, echoing in her mind. Whispers, louder, more desperate. "Rachel, you cannot leave. You belong to us now." Rachel, shouting, her voice shaking with terror. "No, I won't let you have me. I won't stay here." Her hands tremble as she bangs on the door, desperate to escape, but the walls creak and groan, as though the house is laughing at her, mocking her helplessness. The sound of scratching echoes from within the walls, low and rhythmic, like fingernails dragging against the wood. Rachel falls to her knees, her body shaking uncontrollably. She feels the house pressing in on her from all sides, the darkness swallowing her whole. The whispers come again, louder now, almost deafening. Whispers, mocking, "You will never leave. The house has claimed you." Dialogue Exchange 5. Rachel, whispering through gritted teeth, "I'll fight it. I'll never be yours. You can't have me." But as the words leave her mouth, the house seems to pulse with an unnatural energy. The shadows move around her, growing longer, stretching like fingers reaching for her. The walls shake, and the ground beneath her feet trembles. Rachel, struggling to stand, "I won't let you win. I won't let you take me." The house seems to respond, its energy building. The shadows are everywhere now. twisting and turning in the dark corners of the room, reaching toward Rachel, pulling at her. She can feel it, a force stronger than her, pushing her down, pulling her deeper into the darkness. She fights, but it's a losing battle. Rachel, screaming, her voice cracking. James, please wake up. You have to help me. James remains still, his eyes closed, his body unresponsive. The house has taken him, too, just as it's taking her. She can feel it. He's slipping away from her, just like everything else. The house has consumed them both. Whispers, final chilling. You are ours. Forever. Narration for YouTube. Rachel's screams echo through the room, but the house swallows them whole. The darkness is too powerful now. The shadows have claimed her, and the house has won. There is no escape. But as the darkness envelopes her, she feels one last thing, a cold touch, a breath on her neck. She's not alone. The house is alive, and it's waiting. Did Rachel make it out, or is she lost in the darkness? What's really haunting the house? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Are you ready for the next part? Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next chapter. Share this video with your friends. If they can handle the fear, the darkness is far from over, and it's coming for us all. Rachel and Mark are trapped in a house where the walls seem to be alive with dark energy. After months of whispers, shadows, and a constant feeling of being watched, Rachel finally discovers the house's horrific secret. A malevolent force has been feeding off the souls of its inhabitants for decades. The house itself is alive, and it wants to claim Rachel as its next victim. As she unravels the tragic history of the house and its previous occupants, Rachel must confront the house's dark heart. But will she escape, or will she become just another lost soul trapped in its walls? Rachel and Mark are in their bedroom, trying to sleep, but the room feels suffocating. The air is thick with an unnatural chill, and Rachel feels the walls pressing in on her. The whispers begin again, faint at first, but soon they grow louder, almost as if they are speaking directly to her. Rachel can't ignore them anymore. They are calling her name. The room is still, but it's suffocating. Rachel stares at the ceiling, listening to the growing whispers. They aren't coming from outside or the wind or the house settling. No, these whispers are different. They're calling her name, louder and louder. Rachel, whispering to herself, it's just my mind playing tricks. It's just the house. But even as she says it, she knows it's not true. The whispers aren't just in her head. Whispers, low, faint. Rachel, come closer. Rachel's breath catches in her throat as she hears the whisper again. It's familiar, almost comforting. But as the voice grows louder, she feels a deep unease settle in her chest. The shadows in the room begin to stretch longer, as though they are moving toward her. She is not alone. Rachel, sitting up in bed. Mark, do you hear that? Mark, half asleep. Do I hear what? The wind. Rachel, shaking him. No. The whispers, they're calling my name. Mark just groans and turns over. But Rachel's heart is racing. Mark doesn't hear it. He doesn't feel it. But Rachel knows. The house is alive and it's watching her. The secrets of the house. Rachel spent the next few days researching the house, hoping to find some clue that will explain the growing terror. She discovers that the house has a long and dark history. Multiple owners, all of whom vanished mysteriously. The previous owners were believed to be cursed, and the house was rumored to be built on the grounds of an ancient burial site. Rachel, reading aloud from an old newspaper article. House built on cursed land, previous owners all vanished without a trace. Rachel, shocked. This house, it's been feeding off its inhabitants. The house itself is a curse. Rachel digs deeper, uncovering more unsettling details about the house's history. Each owner met a similar fate: disappearance, madness, or tragic death. It becomes clear that the house is not just a building. It's a living entity, feeding on the fear of its inhabitants, slowly consuming their souls. Rachel, to herself, it's feeding on us. It's been feeding on us all along. Rachel's mind races as the realization dawns on her. The whispers, the shadows, the strange occurrences, they're all part of the house's malevolent force, the heart of the darkness. Rachel decides to confront the house head-on. She follows the trail of the whispers and the mysterious symbols she found in the walls, and it leads her to the heart of the house, the basement. The air grows heavier, and she can feel the walls pulsing with dark energy. In the center of the basement, she finds an altar stained with blood and a dark symbol carved into the floor. The basement is cold and damp. The walls seem to pulse with life, as if the house itself is breathing. Rachel steps carefully, her heart pounding in her chest. She can feel the air grow thicker with each step she takes toward the altar at the center of the room. Rachel, breathing heavily. What is this place? What happened here? She kneels down, inspecting the altar, which is stained with something dark and sticky. The symbol on the floor seems to glow faintly, pulsing with dark energy. Whispers, louder, frantic. Help us, free us. Rachel feels the energy growing around her, the house's malevolent presence closing in. The whispers become frantic, like a desperate plea for freedom. The altar seems to pulse with life, the symbol glowing brighter as Rachel reaches toward it. Rachel, reaching out. I can't do this alone. I need to break the curse. I need to set you free. The walls seem to close in around her, and the whispers turn to screams, filling the air with their agony. The house is alive, its heart beating with dark power. Rachel feels her strength draining as she touches the symbol. As Rachel touches the symbol, she feels a surge of energy course through her body, as if the house itself is feeding off her fear. The walls tremble, and the house begins to shake violently. It's as if the house is alive and angry that she is trying to break its grip. The house goes into chaos as Rachel tries to escape. The walls buckle, the floor cracks open, and the whispers turn into screams. The shadows manifest, taking form, ghostly figures trapped in the walls, reaching out for Rachel. The house's true nature is revealed, an ancient being, feeding off the souls of the living. Rachel, screaming, "No, I won't be your prisoner." Rachel runs toward the stairs, but the house seems to block her path. The walls close in, and the shadows grab at her, pulling her back toward the altar. Whispers, in a low, growling voice, "You cannot escape. You belong to us now." Rachel struggles against the shadows, but they are too strong. The house seems to wrap around her, pulling her into its depths. The spirits of the past are trapped here, lost, feeding on the terror of the living. Rachel realizes that she may never escape. She may become just another soul trapped in the house's walls. As the house pulls Rachel into its heart, the camera pans to the mirror in the hallway, showing a reflection of Rachel screaming. But as the shadows take her, the reflection smiles, now empty, now part of the house. Will Rachel survive the house's grip, or will she become just another lost soul trapped within its walls? What's the house's true secret? Leave your thoughts in the comment below. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to stay updated on future chilling stories. Share this video if you think your friends can handle the terror, because the darkness is never truly over. The heart of the darkness brings Rachel face to face with the supernatural forces of the house, revealing its true nature and the dark forces that have been feeding off its inhabitants for years.